surprise, but not really, because we do this for every
Surprise!
holiday.
Yes, we do. Yay!
Welcome to the bonus episode. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, y'all. We
And-
made it.
And like NSYNC said, happy holidays.
Yes.
So
Happy
Merry Christmas.
If you didn't watch our last episode, go do it because we talk about boy bands before we start the episode.
For a long time.
For a very long time, yes.
So the day you're listening to this is Christmas Day, which means 4 days ago I received my superpowers. So I want everyone to guess which ones I got. I'm hoping for telepathy or flight.
Nice.
If you don't understand what I'm talking about, you're probably not on Twitter.
No.
So I will explain. There's a joke going around on Twitter that on the 21st of December, Black people will like unlock this like special potential and like they'll gain superpowers. And it's a very fun thing. It's starting to lose its fun because like now white people are starting to get in on it and it's losing.
Frick off.
Like I saw a tweet where someone was like, I just saw a TikTok where like a white person was like, what superpowers do you think I'm gonna get on the 21st?
Oh, boo.
You're getting nothing.
You're getting nothing. You already have a superpower. It's called white
privilege.
White privilege.
And then I saw a hilarious one where someone tweeted, it was like, if you're mixed, like your powers shut off at noon.
That's kind of rough.
That's oh my gosh.
That's hilarious though. I love that y'all are also going to get like 100% usage of your brain.
Oh, can't wait.
To unlock everything.
But yeah.
Amazing.
Hopefully I get telepathy. That's my favorite power of all powers.
Of course it would be.
I'm a Slytherin. Like, shut up.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. Also, if y'all didn't know, and y'all couldn't tell from just my personality, I'm a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So, how was your week?
Good. Going good. I'm probably gonna. Hopefully by then I have done all of my shopping.
Hopefully by Christmas Day you've done all of your Christmas shopping.
No, like hopefully I'm not like still wrapping presents Christmas Eve and staying up late doing it because I just hope not.
My mom gave me a present to wrap. I don't know who it's for, but we don't have any wrapping paper and we have not left the house to go get any wrapping paper. So let's see when it gets wrapped.
Let's see if it's just in a bag somewhere now. I'm probably going to do a lot of baking. A lot of baking.
Fun, me too.
Zucchini bread is my Christmas gift, usually to everybody. So,
I'm a cookie person. I love to make cookies.
Cookies can be fun. I haven't done like fancy cookies in a long time.
I need to make Oreo stuffed cookies. I haven't done that in years.
The last time you did that was what? High school?
It was for Leslie's birthday. That was the last time I made Oreo stuffed cookies.
Lord, that was a long time ago.
It was a very long time ago. Oh my gosh, you want to know how old I feel?
How old do you feel?
Today is the 7th anniversary of Beyonce's self-titled album. I remember exactly where I was.
Oh my gosh.
I was at our school working in the kitchen because I worked there for like 2-3 years. Yeah, I was literally sitting there. I was waiting for like the lunch to start and I was just like on my phone on Twitter, and then Beyonce was trending because why isn't she trending every day? And she had dropped a surprise album and it was the Beyonce self-titled album, which is my second favorite Beyonce album.
Go off.
So yeah, I feel old.
Yeah, and we're not even going to talk about how physically old we feel because that's just.
Oh, I came out of the womb like 55 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like literally, y'all. I was born with bad hips, so literally, and I broke my elbow when I was younger. So when it if it gets too cold or if it's gonna rain, my bones actually ache. Like that's how old I am. Like it's no fun, y'all. Also, lower back pain. I forget.
I've never had lower back pain. Upper
And I
back
am so
pain,
happy for you.
upper back pain on the other hand, me and her, we know each other very well.
Honestly, any back pain, I'm not for it.
I can't even imagine what lower back pain even feels like. Like I'm so confused whenever anyone's all like, my lower back hurts. I'm like, what does that even mean?
It's so bad, dude. Like I think mine was because of the accident because one of my like discs really hurt in the lower area. But there was a time before I saw a chiropractor, which you really should go see a
I
chiropractor.
know.
You really should. Like he literally like just like the first like visit, he was like, so tell me like, what's wrong, what doesn't feel right. And he literally like made me stand and walk around. He's like, oh yeah, you're messed up. I'm like, bro, are you like, is that the way you're supposed to say that? Or like he's like, it's okay though, I can fix you. I'm like, oh okay,
he was like, we don't have time to mince words. Like lay on this
yeah,
table right now.
right, yeah, no, because when I was in the accident, I was too young to go see a chiropractor, but I went to go see him because I literally could not sit or stand for any amount of time. So when he saw me, he's all like, Jesus, how long have you been like this? My whole life. And he's like, oh God, okay, let's go right now. Let's get you fixed.
He's like, you've just been
Honestly,
walking around limping? Like, come
right.
on.
It's literally that meme where like they walk into your like dirty room and you're like, you live like this? Yes, I do live like this. You should
But
go see a chiropractor though.
I'm afraid to go see a chiropractor because like
Why?
if I fix my back, I'll be too powerful. Like
Honestly though,
along with my powers of telepathy I'm gonna get, like I'll be unstoppable.
no, but seriously though, like when I was done with all of my visits at the chiropractor, honestly, I felt like the baddest bitch alive. And I also felt 2 inches taller, which for me, a really short girl, makes a freaking difference.
You're not that short. Calm down.
I am 5'1.5". Your sister is way taller than I am.
You're fine. You're not that short.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So this week I started, no, I didn't start listening to it, but like I listened to this podcast called Swindled. Mm-hmm. And I learned some things about Mother Teresa.
Oh, like bad things?
That woman was doing some shady stuff.
Ooh, not Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa. So she raised like hundreds of millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't going towards the people she was caring for. So where was that money going, Teresa? Answer quickly.
Oh, no.
Answer quickly. Where? I mean, I know she's dead, but like, answer quickly. Where's the money?
Where did it go? Who has it?
There's allegations of selling children. There's
no.
The conditions of the people she was caring for were like really bad. And like some people had like treatable things, and then like she like wouldn't take them to the hospital because she thought suffering put you closer to God. Even though when she got sick, she went to the hospital.
You went to the hospital. Oh my gosh, no, not Mother Teresa.
And then she became a saint like really fast. Usually it takes like hundreds of years because to become a saint, you have to perform like 2 post-death miracles. And she became a saint like 5 years after she died.
Who accelerated that? It's the guy that has the money.
God accelerated. I'm kidding. No. So yeah, she was pretty much just a part of a like good press campaign for like the Catholic Church. So
dang.
Yeah.
I mean, the Catholic Church do be hitting with their like their legal team in there and how they create their image. So
yeah, if you like want like good lawyers, like become a priest.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Or become, or if you want good money, become a lawyer and work for any
The
Catholic
Catholic
church.
Church. Mm-hmm.
You will be set for life.
Yep.
And if you find out where the money Mother Teresa stole, make sure to publish a book before you die.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us all the secrets.
Or like do like a secret wire transfer and like
Ooh.
give it to the poor.
Yeah. Dude, pull a Robin Hood.
Please.
Pull a Robin Hood. I got some student debt I need to pay off.
She really does.
I really did though.
So are you ready to talk about something happy?
Yes, let's talk about something happy. This is a Christmas episode.
Today we're doing The Santa Claus.
I love this movie.
So the movie starts off at an office Christmas party. Do you know where this takes place? Like what city this takes place in?
I don't think they even really
They
say
don't mention
where.
it. Okay, cool. I thought maybe I just missed it, but like,
No.
okay. So our protagonist, Scott Calvin, portrayed by Tim Allen, ooh, um, and his teammate Susan are giving a speech because their toy company had a good quarter. Wow, why can't I
Ooh.
speak? They had a good quarter with their new doll.
Yes.
And so then we see that Scott is on the phone with his ex-wife, and he's lying about why he's running late to pick up his son.
I love that. He's like, there's so much traffic. There's nobody out on the road.
There's a 3-car
Pile
pileup.
up.
One other car on the entire road.
And it's going the opposite way.
And so when he gets to his house, his ex-wife, her husband, and his son Charlie are waiting for him, and like they're like, "What took you so long?"
I wonder how long they were waiting for though. Like, TBH.
Long enough that Neil was in the car, like, we need to go.
True.
And then so Charlie tells his dad that he doesn't believe in Santa because some kids told him that Santa isn't real, and then his stepfather Neil told him that Santa isn't real.
He's a psychiatrist, by the way.
Yeah. A psychiatrist who probably doesn't follow his own advice. Like he needs a therapist himself, but like we will get to that later.
We will get there.
And so Scott gets upset because even though Charlie is at the age where kids stop believing in Santa, he doesn't want him to stop believing in Santa.
The magic.
He's probably projecting his bad parenting on to his son, but like that's a story for another day. And so this starts a fight between Scott and what's her name, Laura?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure, doesn't really matter. She's just a plot device. Like she
No.
actually doesn't even need to be there. And so they get into this fight, and then Charlie has to break up the fight.
Yeah, that was sad.
Family therapy, just like we said in the last episode. Family therapy is needed.
Yeah.
And so he breaks up their fight, and then while his mom is leaving, he not so quietly tells his mom that he doesn't want to stay.
Yeah.
He's like, so
like the minute the sun rises, I want you here to pick me up.
He's like, you're gonna be at the door like when the sun is up, right?
Mm-hmm. Poor thing.
And then so Scott's like, let's make dinner, and decides to try to make a turkey at what looks like 6 p.m.
Yeah, this is like a 4-hour like meal prep thing. And he's like, nah, let's do it in one.
And that's like 4 hours that the turkey is thawed out. Like, we don't even know if the turkey is thawed out.
Yeah, right. It ends up inedible anyway. But
yeah, he ends up burning it so bad that it causes a fire. How that happened, who knows?
Who knows?
And so they end up going to a Denny's, and probably one of the best subliminal adverts I've ever seen in my entire life.
Honestly, though.
He was like, let's go to Denny's. It's an American institution.
American institution. You low-key expect him to like turn to look at the camera.
And wink.
And like, yeah. Open until this time and this time. And Christmas Day for limited hours.
For limited hours. Call your local Denny's to find out their hours.
Merry Christmas.
And did you notice that like when he like burnt the turkey, he also burnt the bread rolls?
He burned a lot of things.
How did he burn the bread rolls? Like, did he have like no basic understanding of how to use an oven?
Probably not. Maybe the most he does is TV dinners.
Most likely.
Mm,
Even though he's supposed to be like super healthy,
true.
but
Maybe he just eats everything raw.
he's super healthy but doesn't know how to cook. That doesn't line up.
It really doesn't, though.
And so Charlie is not having a fun time.
Mm.
Like he gets to this Denny's. There's like Japanese businessmen yelling in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have his chocolate milk.
True.
Like he's pissed.
Yeah.
And then also Scott knows like nothing about him. And so
True.
they're
It does seem that way.
and so they're pretty much just sitting there staring at each other.
Yeah, and just hopefully waiting that the food arrival time is not long.
And so after they've had whatever they eat, because we never see.
Also, the fact that there's a bunch of other single dads there with their kids at the Denny's. So sad.
Seems about right.
Mm-hmm.
And so that night, Scott like half-ass tells a bedtime story to Charlie. And then he gets like really annoyed when Charlie starts like asking him questions.
Oh yeah. Like it's just normal like kid questions too.
Yeah. And then so later that night, Charlie tells his dad that he hears something on the roof and drags him outside to investigate. When they get out there, they realize that there's a man on the roof. And when Scott yells at him, he falls to his death. And this is just not spoken about enough. Santa dies.
Yeah, Santa literally dies. He suffers a back injury and just deflates.
And then I have something that's going to like just blow your mind.
What?
So we learn in the Santa Claus 2 that Santa has to have a wife.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the wife? The elves kicked her out of the North Pole immediately. Because literally they go to the North Pole and there's no Mrs. Santa.
And no one talks about her.
Nope. Once you die as Santa,
Does your wife die too?
Your souls are like truly connected. Like
the power of Santa.
Something happens to one of you, it happens to the other.
Yo, but because like also, like, do Santas die of natural causes? Like, did the previous Santa before the Santa that Scott killed, did he die because he killed him, or did he die of natural causes? Do they die?
Like, I don't know, because the elves seem to live forever.
Forever. So maybe that's why the wife has to die with Santa.
Like the magic runs out of her body and she just starts like shriveling up.
Because they have that second clause for a reason.
She literally
because another Santa has died before.
She literally just like turns to dust. Like it's just
They put like her sparkly ashes in an ornament and hang it on a tree somewhere to commemorate the other Santas and their wives.
There's like an entire tree just full of like a Mrs. Claus ashes and ornaments.
And they keep it in like this weird corner of Santa's like workshop. So like Santa can come by and be like, my wife will be there one day.
Like, when I die, my wife will live on this tree.
How poetic and beautiful it is. This is getting real weird.
Yeah. So Scott goes and is like, hey, are you dead? And he is. And then so he like checks his pockets to see if he can find some identification. And then he finds a card that instructs him to put on the suit. The dead guy's suit.
The dead guy's suit.
And he puts it
on a dead body.
And he puts it on. And then they go into the roof and they find the sleigh with all the reindeer. They get into the sleigh and the reindeer takes them to multiple houses where they drop off presents to seemingly only 3 houses.
Yeah, and then they leave.
And then they go to the North Pole. Mm-hmm. Like, was Santa really like almost done when you killed him?
Right. Like, what time is it? Also, like, how? Because like Scott was going super slow.
Yeah, so slow.
Like, that must have been like the last couple of houses.
Because
that could not.
Yeah, because in these 3 houses, this is what he encounters. He encounters a guard dog, a girl who catches him.
Oh, she's so sweet to him, and he's so mean to her.
And then he, of course, has to fight off the lactose in the milk because he is
Ooh.
lactose intolerant.
Mhm.
So he's had a crazy night.
Mhm.
And so then the reindeer take the two to the North Pole where they meet Bernard. Is he the head elf? Because when he asks who's the head elf, the elves say you
You
are.
are.
But then there's Bernard. So what is Bernard's title?
I don't know. Maybe he's like right hand man to Santa.
I'm gonna say he's the head elf.
Yeah, he
I
seems
don't.
more head elf than Santa. Like I feel like Santa is like its own separate category,
Yeah.
and then there's like head elf.
And then so Bernard is like 9 feet taller and like 20 years older than all the other elves.
Yes.
And so, because like literally all the other elves look like children.
Yeah, they are children.
And then Bernard looks like he's like 25 is me being generous. He actually looks like he's like in his mid 30s. But I will be generous and say he's like 25. And he's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, he towers over everybody else.
Yes. And like everyone else is like cheerful and stuff. And he's like so mean.
He's so jilted.
He's like, I've been doing
Probably
this for
because he's so old.
he's like, I've been doing this for
Yeah.
way too long.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I'm so old that I look old. Like
Yeah.
I
Like I see all you younger elves around me, and it just makes me even more tired.
Yes. And so he tells Scott that all he needs to do to prepare for Christmas is to go home and then he'll send him like the naughty or nice list.
Yeah.
And then he needs to check it twice.
Yeah.
And then so another elf named Judy takes Scott and Charlie to the room so they can sleep that night. And before he goes to bed, he's given some pajamas with with the initials SC on it, and hot chocolate by Judy.
Also, she says she's 900 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So how old is Bernard?
Like I said, he's probably 1,000,000 years old. That's why he looks old.
True. I wonder how many Santas he's outlived.
All of them.
Oh. Oh no, that got really sad.
I mean, when you think about it, he's outlived all of them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh no.
Except for Scott, because like he doesn't make it to the third movie. So
no. Well, in like the second movie, he's like trying to retire anyway.
Yeah. And so
he's had enough.
He deserves a break.
He really does though.
And so when Judy gives Scott his hot chocolate, Scott's like, "Hey, you look really good for your age." And then she's like, I'm dating someone from rapping. And it would be funny to me, but then I think that all of the elves are played by children, so it's very awkward.
Yeah.
But like 90s humor. And so he wakes up the next morning at his house and he's still wearing the PJs from the night before. And then when Charlie tries to tell his mom about what happened, Scott's like, "Oh no, that was a dream."
Oh yeah, immediately.
And Charlie is not having it. He's like, "No, it was not."
Yeah, he is 100% for the Santa story.
Yeah, Scott's like, "Judy, no, that was the waitress at the diner, which that was her name."
Yes, it was.
But Charlie was like, "No, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right.
Don't play in my face."
Right. This was the best night of my life that I've had with you ever.
And you're wearing the PJs from last night. Like, you can't trick me.
Right. I am not dumb.
And so then we cut to sometime later. Who knows? Like, the Christmas, how do I explain it? The like time is like very like free flowy. Like you don't know what, unless it's like Christmas time, like you don't know what time of year it is.
Like you see it get warmer and stuff, but they don't like inadvertently say what time of the year it is. And then you know it gets closer to Christmas when Santa gets the naughty and nice list, and then it's Christmas.
Yeah. Which
so,
also
like, a whole year passes by, but
which also I need to talk about this. Bernard says that Santa needs to come back by Thanksgiving, and he never does. That really, Like, I'm surprised whoever was editing the movie didn't realize that glaring mistake.
Or or maybe he did because he did go back to the North Pole, but it like never says when or how
When
many
he went back to
times.
the North Pole, it was Christmas Eve.
You think so?
It
Because
was Christmas Eve.
they were doing the sleigh stuff.
That was Christmas Eve.
All right.
Because that was the same night that Charlie got kidnapped. It was
Oh, was
Christmas
it?
Eve.
Okay.
Yes. That's literally just one line they could have cut out in the movie and they wouldn't have had that continuity error. So, like I said, we cut to sometime later.
Mhm.
Charlie's having a career day or bring your parent to work day or whatever it's called.
Bring your parent to work day.
School is work for children. Hush.
Okay, that is true, but it sounds so weird.
I mean, there actually is a bring your parent to work day. I forgot what company it's for. I think it's like ABC or CBS or like one of those, like,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
We talked about it in my PR class
Oh.
that I was in for like 3 weeks, and then like we went into lockdown. Yeah. And so he tells his whole class that his dad is Santa. And then one child is literally like, so if I kill you, I'll become Santa. That kid needs to go to therapy
Yes.
immediately.
Yes. Also, the guy, the firefighter that was up before Scott, he also needs therapy.
Yeah, he was like,
He
and
was
that's
he was talking about like his partner dying to a group of children.
yeah.
Yo.
Um, and so they get sent to the principal's office.
Yeah, all of them. The whole
All of them.
family. Well, minus Charlie.
And so the principal is like, hey, you need to nip this in the bud. Because even though Charlie's a child, he should not be believing in Santa anymore. Like, let's just end this. And so everyone tells Scott that he needs to explain that to Charlie that he isn't Santa. And instead of doing that, he's like, let's just not talk about it.
Yeah.
He's like, let's just not talk about it, Charlie.
Yeah, let's just keep it a secret between you and me.
Because Charlie refuses to take no for an answer. So he's like, let's just not talk about it.
Yeah.
And then can we talk about how Neil had great intentions, but he crossed boundaries a lot.
Oh yeah.
And he's supposed
100%.
to be a psychiatrist. Like, he should know boundaries.
He really should though.
And he's constantly crossing them. Like, he literally says, I'm concerned that you spending time with Charlie, if you spending time with Charlie is what's best for him. I was like, sir, that was very rude.
It was very rude. I think the only like level-headed person in this whole movie is Laura.
Not even her.
Sometimes she has moments of clarity.
Because she's falling for Neil's crap.
True. I think she had like one moment of clarity. I can't recall at the moment, but it's near the end of the movie.
And so one day, who knows when, because time isn't real.
No, it's not.
Scott wakes up and he's like pushing 200 pounds and has a beard.
Yeah.
And so he rushes to work wearing like sweats.
Yeah. Because that's the only thing that fits.
And he tells people that every piece of clothing he owns was burnt in a dry cleaner fire.
Explosion.
And that he was stung by a bee.
Then that's why he's so round compared to.
And everyone believes that.
Everyone does believe that for like a hot second.
And they're like, okay, but then he gets there to order lunch, which like he's like very late to work if they're ordering lunch. And he's like, okay, I'll have a Caesar salad with dressing on the side. And he's like, and then I want cookies and cheesecake and a hot fudge sundae.
Yes.
And a glass of milk.
And
like I can't judge him because I could probably eat all of that. I probably could. But then you notice that like while he's eating and everyone's staring at him, he doesn't touch the salad. And I think
he doesn't.
That is on brand with me. um, and then after lunch, he creeps everyone out because he keeps insisting that he knows exactly what Santa wants.
Mm-hmm.
Because his marketing team wants to do this terrible, terrible ad
Yes.
where Santa like rides a tank and like it's like friends with the military. Like it's really bad.
It's really bad, but like very US, like on brand.
Like, did this marketing team like do any work with focus groups? Because
Right.
I can't see very many mothers buying this for their children.
Right.
Like, who is this targeted to?
I have no idea.
Like, this is a very niche market.
Mm-hmm.
Kids who like the military and
And
Santa, like
Santa.
that's a very niche
Yeah.
market.
Yeah. That also sounds like it contradicts itself.
It most definitely does. I'd like to think that Santa is anti-capitalist.
Yeah.
Like he gives stuff away for free. Like
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't believe in capitalism.
Right. Also, he's very much for hey, you were naughty this year, try to do better next year.
Yeah,
Super nice about it.
he
Full
believes in
warning.
equality.
Believes in equality. Come on now.
He's an LGBTQ representative.
Yes, he is. The North Pole is a safe place.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And so everybody's like, "Hey, Scott, you need to calm down.
Yeah.
Like, go home, do something, calm." And
Like,
then
why would they doubt this man who last year got their doll to sell very well?
probably because the way he came across, like, it was very like jarring and kind of frightening.
True.
Plus,
Okay.
a 6 foot tall, 200-pound man would scare me. So I was like, yeah. And then so Scott goes to the doctor, and then the doctor's like, despite your rapid weight
Weight gain.
gain and hair growth, you're perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, there's something wrong. Like that seems like cancer to me or something else. Like something's wrong. Like all he did was check his blood pressure. And he's like, you're fine.
Yeah, he put him on a treadmill for a stress test.
Yeah, I've
He
done a
checks
stress
his blood
test.
pressure and then checked his heart.
He's like,
That's
you're
it.
fine.
Yeah, he's like,
No blood
you're
work,
right.
no
Nothing else.
X-rays.
He barely asks about like what Scott eats in a day. And even then he's just like, just cut back on the sweets.
Yeah, but even though that doesn't explain the rapid hair growth,
Right. And he's like, it may be hormonal. Also,
which
that does not describe the US medical
yeah,
system.
literally from my last job, I had to get a physical. The doctor barely touched me. Like he listened to my heart for like 2.5 seconds, told me to stand up, pushed my arms down, and was like, "Okay, you're good."
Gosh.
The
Honestly, though.
American healthcare system is a joke.
Right. Honestly, if you're not like bleeding out of your eyes, they'll say you're fine and send you
Even
home.
then, they'll be like, "You need to wait. There's
Yeah,
a line in
they're
the
probably like,
ER."
maybe there's something in your eye. Have you tried like wiping the blood away? Maybe that's the problem.
Right? Have you tried an eye flush?
Right, right,
It's like, oh, you really want to come in here? Okay, well, there's a
right.
line of 20 people ahead of you, so go sit down.
And then it costs you $5,000.
Yeah. And that's just for them seeing you. Like that
Yeah,
doesn't include any like medication you
no,
get.
it doesn't include tests or any prescription.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then so the doctor listens to Scott's heart and it like beats to the tune of Jingle Bells.
Oh,
And
I love that.
then Scott goes to Charlie's. Why did I put baseball game? It was literally a
Soccer.
soccer game. Uh he
it's that
goes,
it's that sleep you're not getting.
oh my gosh. Don't get me started on how like all of my dogs Saturday night decided that they didn't want to sleep.
And no one else should either.
And so while at the game, children start to like sit on his lap and like tell him what they want for Christmas. And like he just lets it happen, which
Yeah.
is very creepy.
Also, how did the children know?
I don't know. I
How?
guess they were like, fat man, red
white
jacket, white beard,
beard,
Santa.
Santa. Yeah, and he lets them do it. Like, I understand that, like, at this point he's becoming more and more like Santa, but
Like
he still has,
the power of Christmas compels you. Like
yeah.
that's what's happening.
But he still has like some of his human, not Santa brain that could have been like, hey, yo.
Hey, these random children sitting on my lap look sus.
Right. In a public setting, and I'm not saying no.
And so Neil and Laura come and they're freaked out because
Mhm.
who wouldn't be? And like they take away Charlie in the middle of his soccer game.
Yeah. And the game just started.
Yeah, and then Laura like pretty much threatens to take away his visitation rights.
Yeah.
And then Neil later on is like, you should take away his visitation
Yeah.
rights
Yeah.
because Neil is evil.
He really is, though.
So, like, one of the movie facts is that this is the only Santa Claus movie that doesn't have a villain. I would like
I
to
would, yeah.
contradict this and say that
Mhm.
Neil is the villain of this
Neil
movie.
is 100% the villain. Because, like, this man is harping on Scott since day one,
Yes.
just for the fact that he has a PhD, and he rubs it in everyone's face the moment he gets a chance to. And, like,
Yeah.
man, if you're threatened by Scott, just say so.
Like, you already have his wife. Like,
Right.
what
Right.
else do you want to take from this man?
Right. And his kid lives with you. Like, come on now. You're just kicking a man down.
Yeah. And so, yeah, so Neil convinces Laura to seek full custody of Charlie. And while Charlie is talking to the judge, he tells the judge about how his dad is Santa.
Yeah.
And then Scott loses his visitation rights
Which is
literally
so sad.
immediately. Like he doesn't even get like partial, like to keep his partial visitation rights.
Yeah. He
They're like,
doesn't get to argue for it either.
yeah,
He just like come in. And then like the moment he sits down, it's like, yeah, your rights are gone.
yeah, like you can't see your son anymore,
Yeah.
like at all.
Like, yeah, you can't even be in like a 500-foot radius, whatever. You were never allowed.
And then
And
we
that's so
also,
sad.
learn during this that like Neil stopped believing in Santa when he was 3, and like that explains a lot.
Yeah, it does. And it's solely because he never got a weenie whistle.
Yeah. His parents obviously did not try to protect his childhood or his innocence at all.
Right. And now he's
Because
trying to strip it from Charlie.
when you're 3, you can barely spell stuff,
Yeah.
and he already like was like understanding the concept that Santa is a product of American capitalism. Like it was
Right.
very
Right. His parents were very much hey, nothing is real.
yeah.
This is a very if you can see it, you can believe it.
The
And
world
you're
is
going
a
to be a doctor.
the world is a dark place.
Yeah, the world is a very dark place. And if we tell you that nothing is real, or like all the fake things are not real, then you will be safer.
Yeah. Even though you're
Ooh.
3.
Even though you're 3, yes. There is no innocence for you. Sorry.
And so one night Scott goes by Laura's house to see Charlie, even though
And
he's not
it looks like they're having Christmas dinner, doesn't it though?
yeah.
Like that's a really fancy dinner to have on a weekend night or a
This is Christmas Eve.
Is it Christmas Eve?
Yes, because this is the same day that girl, we just went over this. This is the
I know.
same day that Charlie gets kidnapped, and then they start handing out presents that night.
I know, but it feels so weird, like how fast things go. Maybe time flows differently
It's
at the
because
North Pole.
they're like pushing through time without telling us what time it is, and then we just kind of have to like just come up with the story ourselves. And then
Okay.
so he goes in there and he's like, "Hey, I just want to see Charlie."
Mhm.
And then Bernard shows up out of like nowhere,
Oh yeah.
and then they kidnap Charlie.
Yes.
You just love a good, wholesome story of parental kidnapping.
Mhm.
Amazing. And then so there is now a manhunt for every Santa in town so they can
Yes.
find Scott and Charlie. And then meanwhile, Scott and Charlie are at the North Pole, like fixing up the sleigh and like
Mhm.
preparing to go out to deliver presents.
Right. A new Santa suit is made. A bunch of stuff goes on.
There's like a dance sequence like down a hallway. Like it's very weird. And
I'm telling
so
you, the time in the North Pole flows differently. They have too much time.
too much time. And then I think Charlie like explained it like best. Like there's like a space time continuum thing.
Yeah.
Like yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
then so they start to deliver presents. Scott even sees the girl from like the year before who
Yeah.
he told he was lactose
Lactose
intolerant.
intolerant.
And so she left him out some soy milk.
Mm-hmm.
Like that girl deserves all the presents.
She really is. She was so nice to him the first year that he was so mean to her, and she still was nice to him the next year.
Yes. And then they stop by Charlie's house so Charlie can drop off a present.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That he
Scott,
apparently had time to make as well.
yeah. And then so Scott is arrested
Mm-hmm.
in front of children
Yes.
while Charlie is left on the roof of his house.
So at that point, like when they like get him into the system, are they putting it under Scott Calvin or Santa Claus?
I would love for it to be Santa Claus. And
Santa
then it
Claus
could
on
and
the
then it could be
record.
like a Miracle on 34th Street thing where like he goes to like court and they're
Yeah.
like Santa is in court.
Yeah. Santa's in court. Ah.
But we never make it that far. Because some special elves are deployed.
Yeah, like the elf SWAT team.
Yeah.
Special forces.
and
SEAL
they
Team 6.
and they rescue Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to the jailhouse and they bust Scott out.
Prison break.
And then after the elves bring Scott from prison with tinsel,
Yes.
they literally use tinsel.
Ultra strong tinsel.
And then Scott takes Charlie home and he reveals to Laura and Neil that he is Santa. Laura pretty much accepts it immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
And then Neil is like, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Scott, Neil has like a breakdown, like a full-on breakdown.
Yeah.
Because then Bernard comes out of nowhere and like freaks him out even more.
It's a very stressful situation.
Yeah.
And then so he leaves and he leaves Charlie with like a snow globe to call him whenever he needs him.
Mm.
And then while he's leaving, he drops down presents to everyone in the neighborhood because apparently these children don't sleep.
Yeah, like everyone is still awake for this. And apparently they've waited outside the
for hours.
Yeah.
Even after he was already arrested.
Yeah.
And then so Laura gets the mystery date game, whatever that is. And Neil finally gets his weenie whistle, even though he is a grown man that could go buy a weenie whistle.
Yeah, he's so spiteful of Santa that he didn't even go buy his own weenie whistle. He's just like, you know what, I'm gonna wait.
It's really screaming childhood trauma to me.
It really is. Also, the fact, like, that weenie whistle is so unimpressive.
Yeah. Like, it like barely whistles.
Right. Also, what was the 3-year-old wanting a weenie whistle for?
Was he even old enough to own a weenie whistle?
I don't think so. Like, do they have
enough? That seems like a choke power. That seems like a choking hazard to me.
Yeah, because it was so small.
That's probably why he didn't get the weenie whistle. And
that probably is.
And then he spent his entire life being upset because Santa didn't want him to choke to death.
Right.
We're really peeling back the layers of
we really are. Or we're making them. It doesn't matter either way.
And then he flies away as the entire neighborhood watches.
Yes.
Even though we learn later there's supposed to be a secret of Santa.
Like elves there.
Oh yeah, there's like little elves.
Yeah, because the ears.
Who are like hiding, which I have a movie fact about that later. There's like little elves hiding within the group of all the parents and the children, and then they like run into the woods and probably die because yeah.
They find some random opening into the North Pole sphere.
Yeah, there's like a teleportation thing in the woods, and they just jump through
it. Stone and like.
And then Scott is gone for 10 minutes. He literally says, I've only been gone for 10 minutes. And Charlie starts shaking the snow globe to call his dad back.
Yeah. That's a big fuck you to Neil.
Yeah. We really hate Neil.
Well, he kind of was bad in this movie. I would just say that right now.
I mean, he was the villain, so
Also, his taste in sweaters.
terrible.
What the heck?
And so Scott shows up and he's like, dude, I'm working.
Right, like I have a job.
And then Charlie's like, I want to come. And he's like, okay. And then like Laura is like giving like specific instructions of what she doesn't want, and like they just don't listen.
They really don't. He's already flying away.
She's
while
like,
she's talking.
don't be gone too long. Don't
Right.
fly over any oceans. Don't.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, bye.
They're like, I gotta go to China next, so
And then that's the end of the movie.
Yay.
So before I even get into the movie facts,
Okay.
is this movie iconic?
Yes, I love this movie. It's so different to like, you know, the other like Santa becoming Santa kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty it's funny.
Yeah, it's very cute. It
very cute.
Just like Home Alone, our last episode, is on TV every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really cute movie, even though there's a major plot hole. This is a world where Santa exists, right?
Yes.
So how are these parents not justifying that Santa is real when like random presents are showing up underneath their tree that they didn't pay for? How do they not believe in Santa?
Right. True.
That's a major plot hole.
Major plot hole. Because like, why would you maybe you claim a present because it's so good and your kids are like, wow, thanks mom and dad, and you want to claim that, but wouldn't the tag say from Santa?
Yeah. And then so like say a bike is underneath your Christmas tree,
right.
You're not like, where did that bike come from?
Right. It's not like you're gonna be like, wow, damn, I got a new bike for Christmas. That sucks.
Like, who the hell got this bike?
Right. You just be like, heck yeah, I got a new bike for Christmas. Let's go.
But yeah, other than that plot hole, it's a good movie. Neil is still the villain. We do not like Neil here. We do not stand movie one Neil in this household.
No, we do not. He gets better in the second one.
And then in the third one, he literally isn't even a character. He just walks around smiling and happy the entire time. Like he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he kind of just shows up and then he's got screen time for like what, 5 minutes total?
5 minutes, gets trapped inside. He gets frozen.
And then
he shows up at the end of the movie.
At the very end.
He probably has like 2 lines throughout the entire movie.
Yeah. He got that check though.
Yep, still gets it.
Still gets that check though.
So, are you ready for the movie facts?
Yes.
Okay, so the first one I have is about the elves.
Okay.
So, throughout the movie, in various scenes where there are children, there are elves thrown into the scenes.
Really?
Yes. Like the scene where Charlie is at school and he tells everybody that his dad is Santa. One of the kids has pointy ears.
Wow, wait, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. See if I can see it.
When Santa Scott is at Charlie's game and all the kids are like lined up to like sit on his lap, one of the kids has pointy ears.
Wow.
And then at the end of the movie, like the pointy-eared kids, like that's very apparent.
Obvious. Yeah.
But yeah, there's like various scenes where there's like elves hidden.
Maybe that's how like all the kids knew that he was Santa. Maybe one of like the elves was like, "Hey, yo, that's Santa."
That's Santa.
Yeah, like that guy over there sitting on the bench watching his kid play soccer. That's Santa.
You should totally go sit on his lap.
Elves who have no idea how the real world works, just like out here giving advice to little kids.
Okay, and then during his tour of the workshop, Scott tries out a tool belt and then shakes his head as if to like indicate that tools aren't for him. And then this is like a reference to his
Tool Time Taylor
to his then hit TV show Home Improvement.
Yep.
Robin Williams, Tom Hanks, Chevy Chase, John Ritter, whoever that is,
Uh-huh.
Kurt Russell, Tom Selleck, Bill Murray, John Travolta, Rowan Atkinson, Michael Myers, Michael Keaton, and Harrison Ford were considered to play Scott Calvin.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Whoa, what the heck?
And then they chose, who was it? I think they went for like Robin Williams first, and then he like read the script. He was like, no.
Okay.
And then so when they chose Tim Allen,
Uh-huh.
he had been arrested for like drug possession. But since he was on Home Improvement, like the hit TV show,
Uh-huh.
they overlooked it and let him be in the movie.
Wow, I had no idea. Dude.
And then this one is the weirdest to me. Like, it's so funny.
Uh-huh.
Eric Lloyd, who played Charlie,
Uh-huh.
he wore fake teeth for the movie because he accidentally knocked out his front teeth before filming began. So he was walking around wearing dentures. A child was walking
Oh my
around wearing
gosh.
dentures.
How strange.
I
That's
think it would have
weird.
been. I think it would have been cuter to have him not have his two front
Mm-hmm.
teeth.
Because he's a kid. We wouldn't have minded.
Yeah,
We would have just been like, I that he lost some teeth. That's
maybe
because
he had a
cute.
lisp or something that they didn't like.
Oh, probably, probably. That would have been cute though.
Yeah, it would have been cute.
Little Charlie with some missing teeth.
So, do you have any recommendations for this week?
I do. I am going to recommend y'all to watch the Santa Claus 2 because I feel like, in my opinion, that one's like the best. Like the first one is classic.
It has a more fleshed out story than
It
the first
really
one.
does, though. The second one is super good. Also, to see like Scott go back to himself after being Santa Claus for so long, and then having to awkwardly date, like that first date, that blind date he went on. Ooh, girl. Ooh,
That
that was a
entire
ride.
that entire movie is just a giant mess, but it's a
It's
good
a good
mess.
mess. It really is.
Like the
Also, like we see like healthy relationship between Scott and Charlie because they work their issues out and they communicate.
is it really healthy? Like
It's healthier.
Charlie is literally a vandal. Like it's mm,
True.
Charlie's
But
going through
they
some
but
stuff.
they actually talk about it. It's not like one day he just shows up and he's like, "Okay, fine, I'm willing to do better." And that's unrealistic. Like they actually like talk about it and they like disagree. It's,
Yeah,
I
we
think it's healthier than they could have portrayed it.
we don't talk about Santa Claus 3 though.
We do not. That
It
one
does
does not exist.
it does not exist.
Mm-mm. We're not into it.
Anything else?
Um, I think that's it.
Oh, we really switched roles because
We really did.
I have two.
Okay, there we go.
My first one is peppermint whipped cream from Target. I found out about this and I'm in love.
You love it.
Like, wow, why have we not been having this for years?
It's too powerful for everyday consumption.
Uh, I need it every day. I don't care.
I don't believe in social norms. We're having peppermint whipped cream every day.
And then
That actually sounds really good.
oh, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. Peppermint whipped cream with peppermint hot chocolate. Mind blowing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try some.
And then my second recommendation: everyone should go to a drive-through Christmas light display.
Oh
I hopefully will go to one this year.
yeah.
I usually go to Holiday in the Park at Six Flags, and it's going to be like
Mm.
drive-through this year.
Oh, nice.
So like, I want to go.
Yeah, do it.
I'm because there's one in like San Jose, and like they like ran out of tickets. Like it's
Oh
sold
shit.
out.
People need things to do, so people like swooped in.
So I need to like hurry up and buy my tickets for the one at Six Flags.
Mm-hmm.
But yep, that's it for this week.
Yay.
Thank you for listening to this bonus holiday episode.
Yeah, I hope your Christmas is great.
I hope it is too. I hope you get everything you want,
Mm-hmm.
plus more.
Yes. Also,
Don't.
that means we're closer to the end of this year. We can
Woo-hoo.
finally say we're out of 2020.
She's dead.
She's gone. We
We
don't
don't.
know her
We don't
anymore.
know her anymore. Follow us on our Twitter and our Instagram at SYTYI Podcast. Don't forget to send us your movie stories, your movie request.
Yep.
At our email, sytyipodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Share us with your friends and your family. Subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. It's Christmas. Give
It
us a
is Christmas.
review.
Yes, that could be your present to us.
Yes.
Also, a follow on the socials. That would also be a nice present.
Yeah. I'm going to make Kelley be in charge of the social medias from now on. Because literally, I didn't post on Twitter for like 2 weeks.
See, but I don't do Twitter. You're more the Twitter man than I am.
Literally, all you have to do is just post that we have a new episode. Like, that's all you have to do. I just couldn't do it. Like, I was like forgetting.
Okay.
But yeah. Also, don't forget to wear your mask.
Yes, and wash your masks.
The vaccines are coming. I literally just saw on Twitter that like they're coming, but you know we're not gonna get them for a while. So keep wearing your mask and stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
Bye.